Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of K Talk. I'm Randy,
And I'm Adriana.
and today we're going to be talking about dramas again. We're going to be talking about sequels and whether or not K-dramas, certain K-dramas should have sequels.
Yeah.
And if they do have sequels, should they have them made or not? Because the charm of the K-drama, as we've mentioned before, is the fact that you get one season normally of a drama, whether that be 16, 24,
52.
whatever, and then that's it. You're done. You have a whole complete story, and it's just lovely.
Yes.
So how do you feel about sequels?
Well, I mean, I've mentioned it plenty of times before. We've talked about the whole Netflix coming into the picture with K-dramas, how they've added second, third season, like, Kingdom is on its second season. And while I absolutely agree that they need to polish off the story because it's amazing, I do wish that maybe it would have been just one full complete season because guess what? I don't like waiting. I want to binge watch it and I want to be done. And that's the beauty of K-dramas, especially like I tell you, like during the weekdays, I don't really watch anything new, but on the weekends, I want to be able to binge a whole K-drama.
Whoa, yes. It's just, you can sit there and watch the complete story and be finished and like, oh, that was so satisfying.
Exactly. Or that was so sad.
Yes.
Or whatever the ending is.
Yeah.
And you brought this up that, Netflix has been giving us some very ambiguous endings to a lot of K-dramas that are coming out.
And you're not sure if they are going to have a second season because it's not guaranteed. So that whole ambiguity just sort of frustrates you to no end.
It's alphas all over again, and I know I'm going off topic, and if none of you have ever seen alphas from Sci-Fi or Firefly, it creates that sort of like incomplete feeling. And even though like things like Firefly had a movie that polished it off, it just doesn't feel the same. And that's where I feel like the introduction of Netflix into the K-drama dynamic and giving us those ambiguous endings may lead to dramas that get canceled and then you're left with in limbo, just not knowing if these characters ever found their happy ending, their sad ending, or whatever.
Whatever ending.
And that's something that both of us agree on, that we love K-dramas for the fact that they're 16 episodes or however many episodes. It's one season done. You wrap it up in a nice little bow and you move on to the next one. But there are a couple, there are a few that we will say we wish had a second season, or that there is a possibility for there to be another season that would be done well. And there are a couple that have had a second season that we just did not like how the second season went, or that we don't agree that it needs a second season. So one of the first ones that we talk about that we both, it's a drama that we both is like at our top 10, I would say.
Yeah.
We love these characters, and I think I've watched it.
I would have to say at least 10 times for me.
I would say about the same. It's sad how many times I'm just like, I just want to watch it again,
Yeah.
But it's just so enjoyable.
I mean, you're talking about Do Bong Soon, right?
Yes,
Strong
we're
Woman Do
watching-
Bong Soon. Yeah, so that one had an ending. It did. It the story was finished. But the main characters are so charming
Lovable.
and lovable, like you said, that you kind of just wish that they were in every drama.
Yeah.
Basically.
Exactly. They could be in any drama and I'd just be like, ooh, I
Yay.
want to watch this drama just to get another
Yes.
glimpse of them.
Yeah.
Not to mention that there is other things that they could talk about, or there could be for a second season. Obviously, they can bring in another villain. But there is the new dynamics of them being parents and
Right.
how they raise these
Parents of super children.
of super children, yes.
Yeah.
And all the hilarity that would ensue
Yeah.
between them. I mean, it ended with like a glimpse of their parenting, and it was just so cute and hilarious that I do think that there could be a second season of this, and it would be very, very popular just because every character in this, from the mobsters to, you know, the
Sorry.
parents, they're hilarious, and you
Yeah.
just cannot stop laughing. It is one of those dramas that just brings a smile to your face.
Yeah, it was
and
over the top, but not like too over the top.
It was just
Yeah,
right
just enough.
over the top.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a good one.
Yeah.
The next one that we want to talk about is one of my all-time favorite dramas, like dramatic dramas. I fell in love with this drama from episode 1, which is Scarlet Heart Rio. It is I don't know, I just really like the characters. I really like the story. I fell in love with the main character, the male lead. I forget his name.
Oh, like
Joon-ki?
Lee
Yeah.
Lee Joon-ki.
He is amazing in this, and the way that this drama was shot, I was like in love with the whole visuals of it. Just the production value in this is amazing, but it did leave off on kind of a cliffhanger, and kind of they were separated, and you know,
I hate
you
cliffhangers.
I know. But they were left in 2 separate timelines, and you really want to see them together, you know, finally together. So I really would love to see a second season to this. Unfortunately, the writer hasn't written a second season.
Well, and that drama is several years old too,
Yeah,
right?
so I don't know if there will ever be a possibility of it having a
Guess
second season.
You just have to write one in your head.
I know. But hopefully one day we'll get a second season to that one. You want to talk about the next one, which is that one?
Oh, another drama that we both watched was Sell Your Haunted House. And so this one involved, we both really enjoyed this one.
Yeah.
And it involved a character that could see spirits and exorcise spirits, and she sort of got involved with this con man and had a complete storyline. But because, you know, her gift hasn't gone away, she can still see the spirits. I think that one could have an interesting second season.
Yeah.
Just because you could pull in different characters, different villains, that kind of thing. And I did really like the actress and actor that were in this one.
Yeah.
And I think you could really do a second season well.
Yeah, I definitely think this has potential. I did have some storyline issues with the first one, with the first season, just because I felt like there was a couple plot holes.
There is also this sort of, there were a little bit of threads. Like, it felt complete, but there were things that you could pull out from that first season and wrap it into the second season as well. So
yeah, so I feel like this one definitely, the actors had dynamic that you want to see continue. Plus, there was a little something there. It just, they couldn't.
well, they, as far as the, like, a romance goes.
Yes,
you mean?
the romance.
Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, there were hints of it, but
There were hints of it,
More
so.
like, you didn't need the romance either. It was nice to have
But
that
it
friendship.
would nice to have. It's
Oh, yeah,
nice to have
it's
that
always nice
slow
to have a
burn.
romance.
Right? But this would be nice for like a second season to have a continuation of a slow burning romance.
Yeah.
But yes, there was a lot of there's a lot of layers in this, and that's what I feel like would be well fleshed out in a second, even maybe a third season. But this is something definitely that I wouldn't mind watching a second season of.
Yeah.
And then another one that's actually one of my favorites too. It's probably in my top 10, and I've watched it quite a few times. Is Hwayugi, or A Korean Odyssey. Absolutely love this one. It's also one of the ones that's kind of a tiny bit over the top in terms of, like, you know,
apparently we like over the top dramas.
yeah. But it's very enjoyable to watch, and the 2 main characters have a really nice love story. And I really want to see them get together in the end, you know?
Well, I mean, it left it on a cliffhanger.
Yeah, it did.
Honestly, this is one of the dramas, like, you can watch this and enjoy it, but it just leaves you hanging just a little bit, and you kind of want to be like, what's next?
How did he get her out?
Yeah, what's next? So
how do they come back together?
Yeah.
So on the same kind of venture would be Goblin, because also, you know, there was that whole both main lead women die in these dramas. Sorry, spoilers. They do die, but in Goblin, I mean, if you haven't watched Goblin, I'm sorry, but you deserve to be spoiled. Have a spoiler, because Goblin is one of the best dramas in a while. I mean, like, I don't think there's been anything recent in recent years that can compete with the level of Goblin.
Maybe. I'd have to think about it. I mean, there are other
But there's
dramas that I've
nothing
really,
that just
really
comes right.
enjoyed.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, well, we were planning on talking about this later, but I think Kingdom, which
Yeah.
came after Goblin,
But it's a
is-
totally different genre.
Well, yeah. I
But
mean, if you're talking like romance kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, I think in terms of romantic dramas, it's really up there. It's definitely setting a bar. But there is kind of a cliffhanger, not really a cliffhanger, but I would like to see what happened, you know, as when she returned and found him. I would like to see her second life and how that developed.
You just want more story.
Yes, you do.
I
I mean, the
think
characters are amazing.
I think it's all about the fact that these dramas were so good that you just want them to go on.
Yes.
I believe.
Yes.
So.
It's like the show needs to go on, and not the show must go on. It just needs to go on. Like, I could sit here and watch Goblin and the continuation of Goblin for another couple years, and I'd be very, very happy.
Yeah.
You know, their character dynamics are just spectacular. You just love to see them. And then we also talked about Sweet Home, which has been announced that they are doing a second season.
I do have to give Netflix props, because there are a lot of great dramas on that streaming service.
Yeah, the platform has given rise to one thing that I would agree that isn't on other platforms, which is a little bit darker dramas.
Yes.
And Sweet Home, Kingdom, and even Squid Games, they do explore the darker nature of humanity and the darker side of, like, K-dramas that you don't usually find, like, on Viki or iQIYI or other streaming services that show Asian content. So while I absolutely love that. And I feel like Sweet Home, the 6 initial episodes were amazing, and it give you a good introduction. It does need to continue. So I'm really hoping they've announced season 2.
Yeah.
But you never know what can happen from now until season 2.
Yeah.
I'm hoping the same, especially the male lead, that he is not replaced, because that's one thing that sometimes happens. Is they go into season 2 and they replace some of the characters with new actors, and it just doesn't work.
That would be so hard.
Yeah, so I'm really hoping that no one gets replaced, that remained alive in Sweet Home. Not that there were many, but
No, but I mean, there's established characters, and you know, like you said, that drama wasn't super long, but it was really good.
it was really good, and it definitely want to see the continuation of that story, as well as of Kingdom, which we mentioned before. That definitely needs to get rounded out already. I haven't heard too much about season 3 yet, but they need to round.
I suppose you could have that be the end of it, but no,
it doesn't feel like it ended. So I feel like we still need I feel like we still need more. And then there's a couple dramas that have had second seasons, or that we feel don't need a second season. One of the ones that had a second season, which I feel ruined my love for the first season. I know you're not a big fan of it. I was a big fan of it because it's just so silly and stupid and over the top, and I enjoy some of those sometimes.
Obviously, because we both do. We both do.
Was My Amazing Boyfriend, which was a Chinese drama. Did have a second season, and it ruined everything. didn't
I mean,
like it.
the storyline was strange, and they did replace both of the main actors, and it. While I did enjoy the male lead in the second season more than the first season, it was
too long too.
the storyline was like incomprehensible.
It was. It started going off the rails from like episode 4. It just started getting really weird. They introduced a lot of new characters too, because I think they were trying to build like a whole new world to maybe turn this into more seasons. But it just didn't work. And the first season was 24 episodes that were like half an hour, so it felt like 16 episodes. They went pretty fast. And the second season was like 36 episodes that were 45 minutes, and it took me 6 months to get through it. Like, I'm
surprised you didn't stop.
I did stop. That's
like,
what
I mean, like, and just stop. Like, I'm done.
I wanted to see what the heck happened, because I had wanted to see season 2 so bad.
I would have just skipped to the last episode. But you would have figured it out.
I did skip a lot.
Yeah.
I did skip a lot. I will not lie and say I didn't hit to see what happened. And then the second one that we both agree, and I know we're going to get a lot of flack about this, but we both agree that Squid Games does not need a second season.
No, I definitely think that I really enjoyed Squid Game. I did like it. I liked the characters and the plot, the storyline, and everything that went into it. And I thought it kind of had, well, this one had kind of an ambiguous ending. I was okay with that. Like, I was okay with like just imagining what would be happening next. I feel like it was enough story for me that I was like, good. I mean, that doesn't mean I'm not going to watch season 2, but
I mean, like,
I could be done.
Yeah, I could be done. I could easily leave it. Like I said, the popularity of Squid Game surprised both of us. We have seen dramas left and right, and although Squid Games was great, we do feel that there were other dramas that were way better. But there are some things that, yes, you could bring into season 2, like we talked about the whole brother maybe not being dead and things like that.
I mean, there's just questions.
Yeah, just a few questions. But the thing is that, like, they gave it a year. Like, they tell you it's a year later, and that just kind of like, you're gonna pick it up after a year. Like, it just doesn't.
Who knows? Who knows how the direction of the second season? It could be a prequel. We don't know.
We don't know.
Yeah.
But we do both agree that it's definitely something that could be left as is, where it is.
Yeah.
And just.
I could be content with how it ended.
Yes, me too.
Yes.
So those are our choices for dramas that we think need a second season or we'd love to see a second season of, and some dramas that we think you should leave it as is. Let us know how you feel. Maybe there's some dramas that we missed that you would like to see seasons 2 of, and how you feel about the whole second season of K-dramas. Do you agree with us that, that K-dramas should be one season as they've traditionally been, or do you feel that now that they've been more mainstream, that seasons 2 or 3 are acceptable?
Let's just go no more than 3 though.
Yeah, I don't want to end up in a supernatural situation where we have
15 years later.
Yeah, I don't know. Was it 15 seasons or was it 22?
No,
I don't remember.
It was 15.
I watched all of them, but it was hard to get through. It was very long.
Yeah.
Anyway, we hope you enjoyed this episode, and thank you for joining us, and Happy New Year. We hope you are off to a great start in 2022, and we will see you next time with more K-Talk content.
Bye.
Bye.